All praises to Yahweh Ba'Hasham, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Hasham, Rahakadash, double honor to the elders and apostles, the great millstone who rule well. Peace and blessings to the Akiam and Aqua, faithfully following his word, pursuing his truth, rehearsing righteous acts, pushing to get out them. And a few people that are out there pushing, teaching, edifying themselves and edifying others. And giving charity to the other, to the ministry, the people who follow GMS. Really, I'll say Shalom. We are the real Hebrew. Well, first of all, Yahweh's name, the Heavenly Father, it means He is. Yahweh Shai is the name of His Son, it means He is who saves. Rahakadash is the name of the Holy Spirit in Hebrew. We're the real Hebrews. It consists of Judah, which are the African American Negroes, Benjamin, which are Jamaicans, the Trinidadians, and the West Indies, Levi, which are the Haitians, Reuben, which are the Seminole Indians and Aboriginals of Australia, Issachar, which are the Mexicans, Naphtali, which are the Hawaiians, Samoans, and South Pacific Islanders, Manasseh, which are the Cubans, Zebulun, which are the Colombians, Panamanians, and Guatemalans, Simeon, which are the Dominicans, Asher, which are the Brazilians, Argentinians, and Venezuelans, Ephraim, which are the Puerto Ricans, and Gad, which are the North American Indians and Native American Indians and Canadians. Those are the people, man. These are the people that are out here who are coming into understanding who they are and just coming back, rehearsing the righteous acts and coming back to the Lord, And we are all part of this new church, really. The third temple. Now, the third temple, as described, isn't going to be created by someone finding a red cow with no that it's only got red hairs. That's all. I don't even understand where that doctrine comes from, but the third temple, it says in the book of Acts, howbeit the Most High dwells not in temples made by hands, or human hands, or something like that. Let's see if we can get that. Let's go. Let's get in there. Let me do that. Acts. No. Okay, Google. What's the name of the scripture that says the Most High doesn't dwell in temples made by human hands or man's hands? I think it's in the book of Acts. (748) and 1724. Let's go. 748. They really screwed up with this AI, man. I'm going to talk about AI. Howbeit the Most High dwells not in temples made with hands. Oh, temples. I put temple. That's why I didn't come up in the search. On Acts 17 as well. That's another one. 7:38 and 17. I think it was Acts 17. I think it was 24. It says here, God that made the world and all things therein, seeing that He is the Lord of heaven and earth, dwelling not in temples made with hands. So the temple, the third temple, the most perfect temple, is going to be a spiritual temple. It's a spiritual temple. That's why when you look at the book of it'll probably be the book of 2 Kings, when David is laying out the structure of the temple. It's got 12 gates for each of the 12 tribes of Israel. The temple is structured around the 12 tribes of Israel, because that was everything up until that point is a premonition. It's almost like the Lord doing His own predictive programming on the people of Israel. He kind of doing his own predictive programming. He's kind of like all the stories before are a reflection of what will be at the end. And the last temple, that temple that is made with, not made with human hands, the third temple, the most perfect temple, the temple that Yahushua said that he would raise up in 3 days. He could raise up in 3 days. It's a temple of men. It's a temple of the house of Israel. It's a temple from the people of Israel, and it resides within them. And all the temples previous to that were premonitions. What was it? It had a bowl. One of them had a bowl in it and a rod, I believe, in the temple. A rod that was dead, that sprouted. That is pursuant to Ezekiel 37. The rod of Jesse, that dead rod, that dead, and also with Ezekiel 37, the stick that Ezekiel's asked to put together. That budding, that dead stick that budded. Everything, it says in the scriptures, I come in the volume of the book, meaning everything in the book is a premonition. Sometimes when you watch a film or predictive programming, or not predictive programming, but in the film they drop little clues as to what's going to happen later. Well, the Most High have been doing that in his book for centuries, and the third temple, the final temple, the most perfect temple, is going to dwell within the house of Israel, and it will be made perfect because their hearts will be made perfect. So if it's a spiritual temple, how can it, and the people whose spirits are going to be made perfect through the mercy and sacrifice of Yahushua, who maketh them perfect, whether it be transformed in the twinkle of the eye, how can that be topped? How can that be topped? How can you do it like King David with all of his gold and all of his magnificent temples? Well, his temple will not be as pleasing to the Most High. Will not be as pleasing to, I say this, will be as pleasing to the Most High as the third temple, that final temple. Because really, it was a sign of the form of the temple. It was a reflection of the final temple that they kept on refining until this most perfect third temple comes about. And when the Lord dwells in that temple, that means he's going to be all over the earth. It says that in the last days they will judge. Let's see if we've got that in Isaiah 14. Is it Isaiah 14? Let's see. It says, for the Lord will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel and set them in their own land, and the stranger shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave unto the house of Jacob, and their people shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them, and the house of servants for handmaids. So it's going to be, that temple is going to be everywhere. The judgment of the Lord will be everywhere. And the people, as it says in the scriptures, righteousness will flow out of it. Who will be the judges? There will not be people. The Lord's presence won't just be where in one location is Jerusalem, the temple in Jerusalem. The Lord's presence will be everywhere where people are scattered. See, that's why you can't outfox the Most High. He already knows, it says in the scriptures, he knows the end from the beginning. He already knew everything, every play, every move, every trick, every double trick, every triple trick that Esau was trying to lay down. The Lord already clocked it even before Esau knew it himself. And the Lord will be dwelling in that temple. The reunification with the bridegroom, which is Yahushua. Who will have dominion over who's been given that power, seated that power, that inheritance. He's been given that power from Yahweh, and he shares, and he will share it with his elect. As friends, it says so in John. I think it's 30, 16 and 16. I think. 15 and 15 or something like that. John 15, 15. Henceforth I call you not servants, for the servant knoweth not what his Lord doeth, but I have called you friends, for all things I have heard of my Father I have made unto you. You have not chosen me, but I have chosen you and ordained you. Like, a lot of the time we talk about being put in order. A lot of the time when you're put in order, you're given a new name. Just as Israel, Jacob was given the name of Israel, he's ordained, he's given a new position. He's given that, those, commandments, those responsibilities, those duties, those positions of authority. It says, where does it say that now? 15 and 15. I've ordained you, and you should go forth and bring forth fruit, and that your fruit should remain, that whatsoever ye shall ask of the Father in my name, he may give it to you. So we have to ask of the Father in the name of Yahweh Shai, that he may give it to you. So through the marriage of Israel to the groom, which is Yahweh Shai, we will have direct contact in the name of Yahweh Shai. Through Yahweh Shai, it says in the scriptures, no man cometh to the Father but by me. These things I command you, that you love one another. If the world hate you, you know that it hated me before it hated you. If you were of the world. So there you go. There ain't no people on the planet that is hated more than Jake. Jake hates himself more than anybody else. The world hates Jake. And it's not just by Jake, but the world hates people that preach righteousness in this God-forsaken kingdom. And the mirth of the city is gone. The mirth is gone. No one's partying anymore. Everybody's waiting for that coup de grace, man. Everybody's waiting for that the lies of what they call the cruel Lord to dry up, and to see what's really going to happen to the economy, to see what's... And I've often said, like Mike Tyson often says, everybody's got a plan till they get punched in the face. Well, I always say, everybody's civil and law-abiding until they run out of food. You know, we're going to see what happens. It says in the scriptures, my servant shall eat. Let me see if I can find it. But hold on, before I do that, let me finish this. If you were of the world will love its own, but because ye are not of the world, but have chosen you out of the world, therefore the world hateth you. Remember the word I said unto you, the servant is not greater than his Lord. If they have persecuted me, they will also persecute you. So Jake, get ready for persecution, man. It's about to come down, man. It's about to come down. The prophet's been shouting, looking about the famine of the word. We're going to get that now. Let me see if there's anything more. Let's get the famine of the word. Not of bread, right? Famine. Oh, man. I think it's Jeremiah. Okay. No, Amos 8 and 11. Behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, not a thirst for water, nor a thirst but of the hearing of the words of the Lord. People are going to start reaching back. You know that reach back. I'm trying to reach back, trying to say, oh, how come, the Lord done left us? The prophet's been crying out. It's going back to the days of Adam and Eve, man. But the Lord walked in the garden and he cried out. And to Adam and Eve, and they hid themselves. This has been happening right now on the spiritual level. Because the voice of the Lord in the garden was the voice of the prophets telling them to come and follow the Lord's statutes and commandments. To continue in the ways of the tree of life. The tree of life which gives you the tree of life which gives you spiritual understanding and awareness. It keeps you in covenant with the Lord such that he will look after you. This is what the prophets have been talking about. Even Yahweh Shai, when I read it in John 30, he said the Lord will, if you ask the Lord in my name, I'll ordain you, I'll give you a position, I'll give you roles and responsibilities, I'll put you in a role such that you do what I say, and you do my commandments, and the Lord will do what you say. Not do what you say, but He may give you the things that you ask for in my name. It's happening again. It comes in the volume of the book. Everywhere you look, if you look deep enough into each story, no, not every single story, but like I'd say 80% of the stories, look deep enough. Yahweh Shai is there. This, and not saying this, not physically, but the story, the elements of the salvation, the plan for salvation, the ultimate plan for salvation, Yahweh Shai is there. And what happened? What happened in the Garden of Eden when they didn't? They went the other way. They tried to make things for themselves. They tried to go, and give themselves good and prevent evil, using the tree of knowledge of good and evil, trying to look after themselves and not follow the Lord's statutes and commandments. They made themselves flimsy protection against evil, such that it was compared to fig leaves to cover up their nakedness, which is their vulnerability. Christians can't tell you this. Only the Lord, the Spirit, it says in the scriptures, surely the Lord revealeth his secrets to his servants, the prophets. It says in the scriptures that in those days his servants shall eat. So we don't really worry. We welcome this, man. It says in the scriptures that, we shouldn't be looking forward to the day of the Lord. They ain't looking forward to it. But at the same time, it gotta happen. Let's get past this chapter. I'm tired of this chapter, man. I'm ready to go on to the next. Let's get into it. If I die. Let's get this over with, man. Esau just longing it off, man. Esau just making it. Okay, for people in America who might not understand, Esau making it a long thing still. To use some London vernacular. Yeah, man, because he knows it. He says the devil has come down upon you. I think it's Revelation 12, isn't it? Revelation 12:12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them, and woe to the inhabitants of the earth and for the sea. For the devil is come down upon you, having great wrath, because he knoweth he hath but a short time. The devil, his time, he's done, man. He's cooked. Esau's cooked already. He's getting chucked out of Indonesia, all over the place. People are realizing that the Edomites ain't it. That all of that story, all of that stuff was just built on fraff and fluff, bluster. Something, right? You younger cats might not realize this, right? But back in the day when I was a kid, there used to be so much psychological warfare on us. I don't even know how we got out of it. Every time we watched a film, the black people used to die horrible deaths. Esau used to make it like, and then whenever there was a person came on the screen, or like a woman, the Edomite woman, whenever she came on the screen, they put like soft focus on it to make her look more beautiful. The scales are falling from everybody's eyes now. Nobody's really seeing that. It says, wicked judgments by decree. What's that? You're trying to twist the whole perception of the world around to fit him, put him in but he's really just a bum. It says in the scriptures in Job that they cried after him like a thief when they kicked him out. He was kicked out of let me break it down. Like in Africa, say for example, in Nigeria, they see a thief, someone will shout, thief! And they'll start running after him, trying to catch him, and every villager will come and try and catch a thief, even if that person will be stolen from them or not. If they hear the word thief, they're trying to catch that person. That's how Esau was driven out. This cat, man. What's it? Frame of violence, is it? Thou givest thy mouth to evil, and thy tongue frameth deceit. Esau, everything he done, he got from deceit. Says, I can't remember what the book is that my daughter was reading. Something like what England did to Nigeria, and all these great conquests. They say, oh yeah, we conquered you, and we're so great because yeah, you weren't strong enough to defeat us. You know that in most cases where England colonized Africa, they went there as friends in the very first instance, and the Africans taught them, I won't say the different tribes there, they taught them how to survive, where to get water. They showed them how they organized their military. They showed them everything about their culture, how they worked. Esau took notes on all that and used that to, that's not, it says in the scriptures, knowledge of wickedness isn't great knowledge, or great wisdom. Wisdom of wickedness, wisdom of deceit, that's nothing great. Anybody can be a dickhead, man. Esau playing it like, oh yeah, well we defeated you. That's just wickedness, man. That's taking someone's kindness and someone's humanity and throwing your own in the dustbin. And because you come out on top, you think you're great, and no, you're not. Shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee, which framest mischief by a law? Yeah, framest mischief. That's what they're doing, man. They're trying to make it legal to do mischievous things. Just reading watching a lesson by the elder. I need to find out what his name is. Dumas Historical Breakdowns elder, which I follow. He was just saying, he was breaking down Amalek, man. They've got actual words for mischief and actual words that, how they it's part of their culture to rip each other off, to trick each other. And if you're not the one who's doing the tricking, if you're the one who's trying to play it straight, you're the idiot. This is the place where these are the people that righteousness should flow out of. I think not, man. It says in the scriptures, the joy of the hypocrite is for a short time. So we're seeing that. We're seeing that, okay, you had your time, It says in the scriptures also the devil will be loose for a short time. And you understand that from the Renaissance and the discovery of America by Christopher Columbus. That was his, that's him coming back to do his bullshit for a little time before, we're going to collapse this thing down. And it will be righteous. It will be righteous that those people who have chased Jake, persecuted Jake, deceived Jake, held Jake down, raped Jake, killed Jake, tortured Jake, psychologically, spiritually, physically. If they end up getting, if the Lord ends up doing something to them, nothing to do with me. It says in the scriptures, wait until I rise up to the prey, man. Nobody's picking up arms on Esau, man. Nobody's trying to fight him. Let him do himself in, and he's already going to do himself in this. We can see that all the players are on the pitch, man. We've got Russia, who's going to be the main person who brings Esau down. Another Edomite. Well, arguably Edomite. Some of them, it's Jake's spread all over. But yeah, that's the Edomite is going to undo himself, man. Nobody believes him anymore. Trump just shouting on TV about this and that. The markets aren't even moving. And Trump's talking now. Markets aren't even moving, man. Everybody knows which way this is going to go. Anyway, I'm going to shut off here. I want to say all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, HaKadosh. Keep praying, keep pushing. Everybody, keep the faith. We almost out here. It's really hard. I know the saints are tired. I'm tired. You're tired. But we've got to keep pushing. We've got to push past it. You see the finish line. We can imagine the finish line now. We got to imagine that we got to go past the finish line. We're not running to the finish line. We're running through the finish line. Keep that stamina, that spiritual stamina. And you know what keeps your spiritual stamina? Prayer, fasting, and doing lessons. Just keep the wheels greased. All right. Shalom.